Hey guys, this is Nick with PhoneArena, and you're watching our video preview of the Samsung Galaxy S Advance. What we have here is a prototype version of the smartphone. It has a 4-inch Super AMOLED display with 480 by 800 pixels of resolution. It is powered by a 1 GHz dual-core processor by ST Ericsson. What we have on its back is a 5 megapixel autofocus camera with LED flash, and on its front we have a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera. In terms of software, it runs Android 2.3.6 Gingerbread, and the 3G radio inside it is capable of reaching speeds of 14.4 megabits per second. What we first notice about the Samsung Galaxy S Advance is that it sports more than a few design cues that are present in other smartphones by Samsung, such as the Galaxy Nexus, and that of course is a great thing as it adds a premium feel to this otherwise mid-range device. On one hand, we have a curved glass display which is meant to follow the shape of the user's face more naturally, and on the other side, the fine texture on its back is really nice to the touch and adds a bit of extra grip. Furthermore, it is slightly thicker and heavier at the bottom, which makes it a bit more comfortable to grasp. 3 Android buttons are located under its display, a big physical home key located in the middle, accompanied by 2 capacitive buttons for the menu and back functions. Fortunately, the capacitive buttons are not prone to accidental presses. Last but not least, the volume rocker and the power key, which reside on the smartphone's left and right side respectively, are very well exposed and deliver an excellent click when pressed. The 4-inch Super AMOLED display on the Samsung Galaxy S Advance delivers bright, punchy colors and high contrast levels. Also, it is bright enough to be used comfortably in broad daylight. Unfortunately, we noticed that small text tends to be hard to read. What runs on the Samsung Galaxy S Advance is Android 2.3.6 Gingerbread, which has been customized with the all-familiar TouchWiz 4.0 user interface. This is actually the same user interface that you would find on the Samsung Galaxy S2. Providing the processing power is a 1 GHz dual-core processor, the Novator chipset from ST Ericsson, along with 768 MB of RAM. And as you can see, even though we have just a prototype unit here, it handles basic navigation effortlessly. Since the smartphone's display is 4 inches in diagonal, tapping on the virtual on-screen keyboard can be a bit tricky when it's in portrait mode, but fortunately, when you turn it in landscape mode, tapping becomes much easier. In terms of features, the built-in internet browser on the Samsung Galaxy S Advance has all the basic necessities covered, such as pinch to zoom, tap to zoom, text reflow, and Adobe Flash support. However, the performance of this prototype unit here is way below par, so we will give it our final score once we get our hands on a final version. We took a few sample shots with the Samsung Galaxy S Advance and its 5 megapixel camera. When taken in favorable lighting conditions, photos look really good, especially when taken in broad daylight. Photos have a lot of detail and are properly exposed. But when we shot indoors, the photos lacked sharpness, and when the LED flash was used, it messed up the color balance. Of course, the quality of the final unit may differ, as this is just a prototype version. When it comes to features, the camera supports tap to focus, and there are plenty of shooting scenes and modes for you to experiment with. Overall, judging by this prototype unit that we have here, the Samsung Galaxy S Advance is shaping up like a very promising device. It looks good and feels nicely in the hand, and it's comfortable to use. We believe that it would be a good option to pick if you're looking for a dual-core smartphone but you don't really want to spend a ton of cash on a flagship device. Thank you for watching our Samsung Galaxy S Advance video preview. This is Nick, and if you'd like to check out any of our smartphone reviews, feel free to visit our website phonearena.com.